Okay. So I play the one ball. The one ball goes as a bank shot. The two ball as a combination, and the three ball as a carom. Okay. So, and now we still have time left. Would you like to see some more shots? Yeah, that's great. So, how about oh, you remember the old ones? For example, when I have a ball over there and a 9-ball over there, 9-ball. Cue ball is here. So that's a pretty easy situation, right? I played with somebody. I was about to play the 1 and play position for the 9. That's easy. And then he said, "Stop." Stop? Why stop? This is too easy for you. You should give me a chance. It was the last game of the evening. What kind of chance? Yeah, you are a pro, don't you? Okay. So how about I make the 1 and draw it back, make both in one shot? Then he said, "Come on, you are a super pro." And then I have to confess, okay, yeah. Maybe. So I was looking for a bridge. So how about this? I play the 1 over there, the cue ball jumps over the bridge, changes his mind, comes back under the bridge and makes the 9. And then he said, "Okay." And the next shot is we're going to make only 3 balls with 1 shot, but it's a pretty nice situation. This trick shot has a name. It's called Masked Marvel. It's a true story. He was active in the 20s, last century, and nobody knows exactly who he really was because he was always wearing a mask when he's doing trick shot and challenge matches. He must have been a very good player because he was able to beat even world champions in challenge matches. So he was well known as Masked Marvel and also well known because of this trick shot he invented. So it's a very old trick shot, but not so often shown because it's not that easy. So I have this situation. Ball over here. And I want to make, I shoot a ball, so I make the 2 in the side, the 3 over there, the 1 ball banks over there on this side, the cue ball goes between this gap without touching anything and makes the 5. And then, yeah, maybe sometimes I have to on my list again. What's left? How about How about the Chinese pool? You ever saw Chinese people playing pool? I saw it one time when I was in New York. And in New York, I was looking for a pool hall and somebody to play me, of course. After a while, I found a pool hall, but normally it's very hard to find somebody to play me, you know, because but in this pool, everything was different. They came out of every corner, some Chinese guys came, and, oh, do you want to play? We play with you. Okay, I said, okay. I play anybody, you know, because and the first batch was sure. The first batch, they say they make those 5 balls in one shot. And so, because I know something about it, I bet against it. And can I use some of those house screws?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Yeah. Nice. So I have keys like this. And then they said, but we play Chinese rules. And they play like they eat with chopsticks, they play with 2 cues. Which I found very interesting. So they have 2 cues over here, and then I was thinking, okay, they're using maybe right and left spin at the same time. but instead of shooting the cue ball, they're catching it like this. And keeping it moving, making the first ball in. While it's moving, it's still one shot. So they make one ball after another, including But after that, I was ready to leave. I was not ready to leave because, I mean, if you know me, then you know they couldn't impress me at all. I said, guys, this was easy. They were in front of the pocket. Come on. I spread them out. I want to get revenge, and I bet you again. When you this time spread out on the table, and you have to play them in order. Then I would bet against it again. And then they say, okay, Chinese rules, very flexible. Start like this, like the usual way with one ball, but instead of with a cue ball, but instead of making the one, you catch it also. 2, 3, 4, and then I thought, oh, they got me again. Maybe I have another chance. There's not enough room for all the balls on the cues. Maybe the 8, and then it's over. Right? Probably they think we are playing 8 ball. And then I said, hey, we don't play 8 ball, we play rotation. Oh, okay. So they still found some place on the cues. And continue with the 9, 10, 11, whoops, 12, 13. The rest of it, you can imagine, was pretty easy. I could even announce the pocket. For example, the stripes on the side. Yeah, no, and the solids. So, and after that, I was ready to leave. And then they say, hey, wait a minute, this time we play different. If you want to get revenge, this time we play one ball on top of each other. One ball on top of each other? I didn't know that, but they offered a bet, and I still have some money left, normally for the taxi cab. So they lined up a couple balls over here. Maybe one more. Okay. And this time, they let one ball on top of each other, rolling into the pocket, like this. So, I hope you like it so far. And because I'm quite finished, so, but I have some homework for you. Okay, you have to do some homework. One thing is you have to be able to juggle the balls. But as a pool player, you do it on a flat table. You should know that because the inventor of this is Tommy Kennedy. Yes. He's from around here, right?
He used to live up.
Yeah, and he's doing this, for example. Right? That's what you should practice as well.
He was a bastard.
And he's doing it with all the balls.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And the other thing what you have to do is you have to always concentrate on your goals, right? Concentrate on your goals and maybe sitting like a monk on the table, doing this. Okay, this is good enough to win maybe a house tournament. If you do it with 3 balls and concentrate, then it might be enough to win a regional tournament, right? And if you do it with 4 balls, then you are ready to go for a national championship. Right? You can try this at home right now. Okay, so I hope you like it. And tomorrow we have a little class, 3-4 people, just very private, and still some place free. And still 3-4 people can still show up. And anyway, I wish. How many participants are left in the tournament? 4.
We're gonna do a Q&A session next
The
online.
question and answer session.
At 4 o'clock. So we're gonna do that at 4. So stick around. We're doing. Yeah. So we're gonna do something that we've never done before, where we invited people on Facebook to ask some questions and on Google Plus to ask some questions, and we're going to stream it live. I mean, we're actually kind of streaming this right now, but we're going to stream the question and answer session live. So I have questions that people have submitted that I'm going to ask Ralph. So Ralph, you're going to end up probably. This will start at 4. So you'll sit like here on the corner of the table and kind of look at the camera. And we'll ask some questions. Some questions will just be about him. So there'll be questions about you, like how you got started in pool, things like that. Then there'll be maybe some other specific questions on how to do a certain shot. And that way he'll demo it on the table. So if any of you have any questions you want to ask, we'll kind of rotate around a little bit. You can throw a question out there, something you're curious about. One to use certain follow or draw, etc., things like that. And that's the goal. As in terms of what we're talking about for tomorrow, I guess just kind of go back. Some of you were here earlier when I talked. I don't feel like grabbing the microphone. We're a small enough group you can all hear me. But what we're trying to do at Billiard Factory is try to come up with a program and a series where we can start bringing more and more pros to town, probably on a quarterly basis. Every 3 to 4 minutes, it's averaging 4 months. Charlie Williams, and show of hands, how many people were here when Charlie was here? So see, a good fair amount. I mean, you'll know it's a big industry, but at the same time, it's a small industry, and the people that are really interested are the ones that are kind of showing up, which is good. I just need you guys, as time goes on, kind of let all your friends know, and to support us locally and nationally, so we can kind of become known in this industry as the ones that bring this kind of thing to our hometowns and to the public. So for those of you who don't know a lot about Billiard Factory, we're based out of Houston. Larry Sticks, my uncle, he started it in 1975. So we're big in terms of we have about 14 stores nationwide. In Vegas is one predominantly. The rest of them are throughout Texas and Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin. And then, of course, me out here. Uncle's retired now. Cousins are in operation in other states, so
your uncle
we're
wants you
small.
far away.
Yeah, exactly. That's too far. I'm the redheaded stepchild, way off here on the East Coast. But we're kind of excited in putting something like this together, and I hope that you guys are too. We'll start to bring in other names as time goes on. And one of the things we have to do, this is what I talked about earlier, so I just want to mention it again. What we have to do is we have to give the pros incentives to want to come to town. So in doing that is why we're offering kind of private lessons. Ralph and I came up with the idea, instead of one-on-one stuff and having to spread it out over a week, and instead of saying let's do a group class with 20, 25 people, let's try and keep it still small. So we limited it to 8 people. The idea was there would be 2 people on each table with Ralph in the middle. And the way that he does it is different than some other pros. You have to understand, this guy's a teacher. This is what he does. He's taught so many European pros on the tour. Other countries bring him in to teach their pros on the tour for their team events. He has a very strict regiment that he comes up with, but at the same time very easy to get into. He does a quick assessment. He has it set up where he has his players shoot either 20 balls or 100 balls or 300 balls. And then by doing that, he can kind of hone in exactly on what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, where they need help. So it's not I don't want you to get the idea when we do these classes, it isn't a one-size-fits-all. Our goal is to make sure that everybody's being treated at the level where they need to be treated. So for example, the players tomorrow, they'll each do the 100 ball test. And then from there, he'll kind of know, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to work on? And then going around to each table, he'll bounce around, work on some stuff as a group as well, but then a lot of individual stuff. So if anyone's still interested, there's still 4 spots open for tomorrow. It's $199. It's 6 hours. So while it may sound like a lot, if you go to New York, you're lucky if you get a 1-hour lesson for $200. So you guys need to grasp onto stuff like that as we bring it down the road too, and say, hey, this is really beneficial for me. If you love the sport, you want to become a better player, it's totally worth it. So, and you'll walk away knowing. Mika Eminem was here, 3 weeks ago. We had 2 spots open. Only one guy took advantage, military guy up in Brunswick, and he came in. And afterwards, he told me it was a 3-hour lesson. In the first 5 minutes, he felt he got his money's worth, and that was a $300 lesson. So, for 3 hours, and that was it, or it's 2 hours, I forget. But anyway, I thank you all for coming out and supporting. This is, it's important to me. It's important to our industry and everybody. We have, for those of you that don't know, the UPA league operators are here. So if you're interested in a league that has a great structure in terms of rules on playing the game versus some other leagues that are out there, not to be mentioned because we don't dog anybody here. Talk to them, find out what they do. It's very inexpensive. It's a lot of fun. We're hoping eventually to maybe do like a little league night out of this store for anyone that's interested in a non-smoking environment to play pool in. But for you smokers out there, we love you too. So we'll set up like a little smoke garden in the back for people to take breaks and do stuff. But thank you for coming. And does everybody know how talented this guy is? I want you guys to know some of the stuff that he's done and that he's achieved. I'm going to embarrass him a little bit. But there was a straight pool tournament in New York just 2 months ago in August. Ralph came in 3rd. You have to understand he's behind John Schmidt. He's won the last 2, I think, in a row, right?
Yeah.
And Efren Reyes was 2nd. So we all know who Efren Reyes is, and his caliber of play. So coming up 3rd is not, that's awesome. So he did that. What's that? Yeah, very, very close. Very close. So, and then he was, so that was the straight pool one in New York, the Super Billiards Expo, 14-1. He was 3rd at that one. And 2nd at the Arda 8-Ball Open that was in Romania this year. So that's just this year alone. So we're talking about a top, I'm not trying to embarrass you, but, the elite of the elite, the creme de la creme, in Jacksonville. So, think about it. We're not New York. We're not Chicago. We're Jacksonville. Not that there's anything against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's awesome. But think about it. We got some high-end people, classy people that are coming here. Charlie Williams in Orlando, so very easy. Good friend of mine, so easy to get Charlie here. So Ralph coming from the other side of the world could have gone and been playing in Johnny Archer's tournament in Marietta that's going on right now. He could have been there. Thorsten's there. So, but no, he's staying at Thorsten's place. He's here all by himself, and he came here just for this. So, and then he'll go to the U.S. Open next weekend, right?
Next week.
Next week. Okay.
Before is no league.
Right. But Ralph's written. He's written 6 books. He came up with. If you guys are familiar with the iPad system, this is his system. Thorsten did the DVD demos and stuff, but this is the guy behind it all. He's coming up with another system based off Pat, but a little bit different. That's coming out hopefully at the end of this year, first quarter of next year. So we'll have that here when it does come out. But he's very in tune with how to school people and how to really educate, which is good. Because I said this earlier too, and it's true. There's a lot of pros out there that are great players, awesome players, but horrible teachers. Not every pro is a great teacher. Some of them are just, hey, you get to meet the pro, get to shoot a game of pool with them. But in terms of learning something from them, you're not always going to walk away. But this is a guy that you'll walk away learning something from. That's it, really. Good? All right, so we're going to take a couple-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll do reading the questions.
I'd like to thank the players that did come out today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And participate in the little tournament that we're doing, and we're hoping to do more stuff like that too, and keep the interest up in the game. As I told you earlier, I've done it for years, tournaments and stuff, and I'm hoping that this builds into something great for the game.